This is attorney Anthony Push with the Push and Win Law Firm. We get big results on even the most unlikely of cases. Give us a call today at 833-PUSH-WIN.
Or visit us online at pushwin.com. That's PUSHWIN.com.
We push, you win.
And Special K and I are here. Weren't y'all here yesterday?
No, I wasn't. You didn't hear about that?
No.
No.
What happened yesterday? I thought you were back.
I was supposed to be back, but I had a little mishap when I was vacationing. Got a little Montezuma's revenge.
Oh my God, you in the sickness. I cannot. Seriously, you pooped in the plane?
I don't think it matters.
Did you poop yourself in the plane?
If it's Mexico or United States or France, he always gets something.
This is literally what happened the first 5 days. Vacation, lovely, wonderful. Tell you what, your relationship goes to a whole new level when you're locked in a room just blasting both ends for like the last 3 days.
Man, ew.
Yeah, I was not doing well, but here we are now, and I'm bounced back and ready to give
I
you.
didn't know that.
Oh,
I didn't even know that.
well, Kevin, I mean, what was your vacation like though? Because you had to deal with something similar.
My partner was not feeling well towards the end of our vacation, or really half of it, but he made it through. He really.
Wait, the beginning of the vacation, I thought Booster got like the flu or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he stayed back for a hot minute, but he's still been feeling kind of rough, but never a fever. So,
But he powered through and made it there for you.
We had a great time. I got two 10-year-olds on water skis for their first time. They asked me one afternoon, "Hey, can you teach us to water ski?" I was like, "Okay, I guess okay." Because as soon as I get down to the lake, they just want to jump off the diving board and beat each other up. They're not going to get behind the boat on the skis. They're going to get water up their nose and then cry.
Exactly.
Well, my brother and his brother-in-law got in the boat, and then I put on a life jacket and I floated with the kid in the lake until they got up out of the lake on the skis. So I'd be dragged by the boat for a little bit, like, all right, you got this. Well, let you go now. Smash. Oh, no.
Wait, is this the vacation where you watched your niece and nephew for a couple days so your brother could have some,
Yes.
adult vacation time with his wife?
We took hold of my brother's kids and flew them down to my mom's house from Philly. My mom lives in Virginia. And so for a couple days, I did have those kids, but then he came, and then his brother-in-law came and brought his son too. So there's a whole bunch of kids there.
Oh, gotcha.
2 10-year-olds in particular that wanted my attention on how to learn things behind the boat. They see Uncle Woo Woo, that's what they call him.
Uncle Woo Woo.
Uncle Woo Woo. They see Uncle Woo Woo getting wild behind the boat, and it looks like a lot of fun to them. And if one of those, if one 10-year-old gets up on something, the other one cannot be outdone.
Right.
And you have to get them going too. And sure enough, I'm getting all these videos now of how they've mastered it, and they're popping up behind the boat all by themselves. I was like, I'm not crying. That's just the wake coming across my eyes.
It's just a wake coming across my eyes.
I'm such a proud uncle.
The strangest thing, vacationing without. This is like my first grown-up vacation without taking any children. Just grown up. No
But your
responsibilities.
daughters are grown up, so when you go
That's what I'm
the
saying.
last 5 years you've been going on vacation, you're with a grown up.
But I always take her with me. This is the first time I've ever gone on a vacation where it's just...
Without your daughter.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's just like grown-up time focusing on us. That's it.
And yet you still managed to have it come out both ends.
No, I mean, like I said, it was a wonderful trip
awful.
until the end, and then all of a sudden she's trying to find...
What did you eat, or what did you...
I don't
what caused
know.
that?
I don't know what it did, because we did a lot of extreme sport. We went to the Explore. Kevin, you've seen that zip lining thing through the jungle?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've never been there.
Okay, so you did that. We did like the cave diving where you're. It's like Natural Bridge Caverns, how we have them like New Braunfels. They have them there, except for there's water in them, and you can swim through them underwater. And it's so beautiful. It's like unbelievable. So either I got a mouthful
Let's talk about
of water or
vacationing with a
something.
new mate where you just wanted to relax and he drags you through 1,000 things that are adrenaline rushing. Like, did you find out that your mate is like, I didn't really sign up for this?
She did that for me. No. Like most of the time, it was just at a beautiful resort, and then we had one day of action, and that's probably how I did it. But who cares? I mean, it's like
that's just like a different level of vacationing. You find out who you can vacation with or how they vacation. I'm a vacationer who likes to just
Chill.
do nothing.
You find out who's got your back when you're like dying in bed and you're like, oh my God, and they're tracking down a doctor for you in the middle of the night. That's a pretty cool thing. So I'm pretty lucky.
Well, you've survived yet another thing that could have taken you down. Add that to your list.
It'd be like a sitcom. He's missing. He's somewhere in Mexico. We lost him. We don't know where he went.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I explored the beautiful beaches of the United States of America.
How's Destin?
The Gulf of Mexico is so unfair to Galveston. It's so maddening.
We don't get
how
the pretty
Gulf
side.
of Mexico
It's beautiful.
is so damn gorgeous
Yeah.
in Alabama, in Florida, and we get what we got. I mean, I always say Galveston gets underrated because it's still nice to have the view. You don't have to actually be in the water to enjoy the view. I'm glad we're close to the water. However, going to Orange Beach, Alabama, and Destin, Florida, angered me so much about why are we getting the short end of the
Because
stick
meanwhile,
over
right
here.
now in Galveston at the moment, they're actually putting an advisory out that there are tar balls washing up possibly on the beaches.
That's what you
Blobs
wanna
of
hear.
petroleum.
That's what
Was
you
there
wanna
a
hear.
spill, or was this left over from the Deepwater Horizon?
Galveston beachgoers can run into seaweed, palm, blue button jellyfish, but now the possibility of unusual black tar balls washing up. Doesn't say
I knew
why.
about
Oh, it's
jellyfish.
thanks to ocean currents.
So, and that was the other thing, Roula. Ocean currents take that kind of muddy Mississippi water and then the Galveston Bay and just kind of pushes it in that direction.
We get
And
all the
unfortunately,
silt and all the
and then
junk.
also we have a really shallow. You walk out forever in Galveston,
Right.
And so that kind of drives up a lot of that silt and everything. And anyone who's gone on a cruise out of Galveston knows that hey, as soon as you get out to where I can still see the buildings, it turns nice and blue. You know,
Dang.
it is pretty out there.
How far out do you have to get to see blue?
That's several miles, but you can definitely still see Galveston when you can see blue out.
Oh, wow.
It is so crazy. We did the road trip instead of flying, and I was so thankful.
was that like?
It was
You know,
awesome because the day that we were going to leave, the day before we left, all the news was about check your flights, lots of delays, lots
there
of
were.
people hanging out in airports for hours and hours and hours. I'm like, oh, thank God I don't have that stress. I can take a full bottle of shampoo. I can take all the things I want to shove the car full of it, of all our things. Like I don't travel with my pillow, and I'm always annoyed when I sleep in hotels because I have a very specific pillow I like. People are very weird about their pillows. How many travelers have you seen in airports holding their pillows?
So I have purchased a pillow and 3 times and sent it to mom's house, dad's house, and the beach house. So that
Because
there's
you're
a
so
pillow.
particular.
Yeah,
So you just
for 'em in there.
Amazoned a package right there, a pillow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And when I get there, I'm like, where's my pillow at?
I know, right?
I thought this was a
pillow
gift
is
for
big
me.
deal. And because we drove, I took my pillow. The last thing I grabbed from the house, like, I'm not going to take my pillow this time. I was so happy that I took my pillow because it didn't matter if the bed was not great where we stayed. The pillow was there. So it made me feel like, yes, I can get a comfortable night's
Well,
sleep.
for me, it would be neck ache city for the rest of the week if I sleep on that wrong pillow for more than 2 nights.
Yeah. So, and you get Airbnbs, you never know what you're going to get. And here's my favorite thing. If you're an Airbnb host, I really want you to put in the description, if you're proud of the beds you bought, that you have comfortable beds.
Some people do put that,
Yes.
especially the brand of bed.
I see that in reviews. The reviews will tell you if the bed sucks or if the water pressure sucks in the shower. That's really important things to look for.
So you guys did the Airbnb.
We got a hotel for the Destin part. We got an Airbnb for the Orange Beach part because we didn't plan Orange Beach originally. On the drive back, we're like, you know what? Let's just stop there because we drove through thinking, oh, people come here too for vacation, right? We're gonna drive right by it. Let's just stay here for a night. So we did that, and it was very nice. But we stayed in Airbnb, and everything was really nice. I just would have loved to have known that you can't really turn the knob of the shower more than like 3 millimeters left or right. So you have to be real careful. It's either scalding or freezing. These are kinds of things that people in reviews would say, like, tub is impossible to control because you have to really, little stupid things like that.
yeah.
So I found like it's really interesting what people write in reviews. Did I put that in the review? No. Because my husband booked it, and he's the one that wrote whatever about it. It was really nice. It was very nicely decorated.
You can send secret messages, private messages to the host.
Yeah, because I'd rather have the host know that than have because the host could probably easily fix that.
Yes.
Hey, what's up with the freaking knob in the bathtub?
And
Like,
if it
you
is posted publicly, then they will respond to it and say, this has been remediated.
right
Now,
right.
when you're on Airbnb, I know reviews are everything. Can you, as the bad reviewer, have a backlash? Like, in
Yes.
other words, if you're
Yes.
somebody who's, this person's always giving everybody a bad review, like, this person's a pain in the butt, they're always like saying snarky things.
You get reviewed back.
Uh-huh.
Now, I don't know if you can see each other's reviews until you get your own out there.
Like, can that blow back on you? Like, oh, I'm not renting to this person because they review everybody badly.
There, you can pick and choose
Sure.
who you rent to, and you definitely want to look at their reviews as well. And if landlords say this dude is a problem, then you definitely can say absolutely not.
Yeah, that's just like Uber.
We were definitely one of the don't judge a book by its cover, don't judge an Airbnb by its door. Because when we got to where we were going, it was a condo. It was like a high rise on the beach. So, we get the code to get in there. We schlep all our stuff up to the 5th floor. And here we are in front of the door. And Tasso goes, it's number 510 or something. So it's me and the kids first, and then Tasso comes up. And me and the kids are sitting looking at the door like, what the hell is this? The door looked like somebody had hit it with a battering ram. It was all rusted from the salt air. And the peephole was caulked in. Like, it was caulked in. And we're like, oh my God, what is this? And then my 10-year-old's like, I don't want to stay here, Mommy. I was like, looking at Tasso like, what the hell is this? He's like, what? I go, look at this door. I was like, the hell's with this door? He's like, hold on, let me just get the code. We're going to open the door with the code. Let's just see what the inside looks like. I'm like, well, the outside's making a terrible impression. Yo, I'm not kidding. It was like battering ram, like dented, all rusted, and the rust is like dripping down from the rain hitting it. And then the caulked in peephole. We're like, what the hell happened in here? And then you open the door and it was like angels singing, going, oh. It's like Wayfair dropped off all their new furniture and did it just right the next day. Like, it was so nice inside, but the door was so horrific. So a private message I would send is like, hey, maybe a little paint job on the door. So you don't scare your clients, because it was not good.
No, because first impressions are everything.
Yeah, it's like curbside when you're shopping for a house and you roll up to a house you saw on Hard.com and you're like, no, keep driving. This sucks. No. So anyway, little Airbnb notes if you're a host. At the door. But overall, it was very nice, and I cannot believe that the beach that's that clean and pretty is not that far of a drive.
Wow.
Not that far of a drive.
That was Alabama?
That was Orange Beach, Alabama, and of course, Destin, Florida.
Alabama.
Destin, Florida is called the Emerald Isle. I didn't know that until I was there. It's called the Emerald Isle because it's all like beautiful, like Caribbean looking, like Bahamas type.
Yeah.
White
I
sands,
saw the pictures.
Perfect temperature. Alabama's water's a little colder. Anyway, it was really nice. Coming up next in Celebrity Scoop, not only will I tell you how to get hooked up with Summer 2020 free, Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt are still in it, y'all. They are still fighting over wine. And Angelina threw some major shade on Brad Pitt. We'll talk about that. Here's your weather for today.
It's the same as every day. Hell, it's going to be like 100 degrees. The heat index is going to feel like 110. Might see some rain in the afternoon. Right now, it's already 82 degrees and 612 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
From Hollywood to H-Town.
Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
On KRVE.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget the Summer of 2020 free continues today at 8:20 and then at 1:20 and 5:20. You have 3 chances a day to become a finalist for $10,000.
$10,000 at stake.
$10,000. And how are you going to get it? Well, at 8:20 this morning, we'll give you a specific word to text us. And when you text us that word, if you're the 104th texter, we will call you back. And then you will become a finalist for the $10,000 by scoring a pair of Houston City passes to get to know our wonderful city. And you get a free Be Someone t-shirt. I saw that's back on the bridge.
Oh, that's cool.
on
Yeah.
I-10.
Yeah, I did see that.
So that's what we are giving away at 8:20 this morning, part of the Summer of 2020 free. And you could get $10,000 by the end of the summer. Oh, my God. And if you're going to get that, please don't be shocked and not say anything.
Oh, you mean like when... Oh, yeah. Hey, thanks, man.
People get really like, they just get so overwhelmed. They're like, thank you so much.
Well, I don't mind. I mean, if you got the 10 grand, however you want to react that's
but
fine.
it's more
I
fun
think
when you're like,
it's fun when they're all
my
pumped up and
God!
excited, but you just nailed it right there. It's like, if I just won 10 grand, I'd be like, what?
Yeah, example, yesterday.
What?
I do not watch a lot of network TV anymore. Most of us kind of don't, right? I mean, if you're going to have something on in the background, you pick whatever.
Binge.
Yesterday, I was just doing housework and stuff, and I had NBC on, and The Wall game show and The Weakest Link are back-to-back game shows on NBC on a Monday night. I didn't know this. Now you know. The Wall is hosted by Chris Hardwick, comic.
Oh, that guy, he used to be on Singled Out back in the 90s.
With Jenny McCarthy. And then Jane Lynch hosts Weakest Link.
Oh, she does?
Yes. And The Weakest Link, that was a show that came out, I think in 2000, 2001 with that British lady who's supposed to be really, searing.
And something. What was her name?
Robinson.
And then
I
my
can look her
friend
up.
George did the daytime version.
Oh, is that
George
right?
Gray, yeah.
So, you basically are trying to whittle it down between you and another person to win. And the lady who ends up winning, the pot was $84,000. And Jane Lynch tells her,
Bank.
You just won $84,000. And the chick is like this. Yay.
Oh, neat. Great.
Wonderful. I'm like, what the hell is
I'll
this?
process this
You
later.
just won $84,000. And she's like, yay. And I'm like, I don't know. You think they could have cut that and said, cut, can we redo? Can you just get a little bit more excited for us?
Well,
We're
you
gonna
know
edit
some
that.
shows do, like Family Feud. I mean, with Steve Harvey, which it is hilarious. I watch it all the time.
I love that show.
It's so funny. I like whenever I'm cooking or something, I have that on the background.
We need to do that, the Roula and Ryan show.
Family Feud.
Yes.
I mean, but they get so pumped up. I
Kill
mean,
it.
and the most they can win.
Yeah.
The most they can win is they're splitting like 10 grand between
It's 20,000
20 grand. Yeah.
max for 5 people. And we had a listener on call about that.
Yeah.
Well, he was like, why has nobody addressed how stupid this is? $20,000 is like nothing.
They're all going to
Between
walk
5
away
people,
with
that's
like $1,000
nothing.
or something by the time
After
they're done.
taxes.
I didn't even know they got money, to be honest.
Yes, in the end, when you're in the final round and you do
I
the
never
2-part.
watched all
My family
that.
just
I just-
knows that I'd
it's the
be
funny
impossible to play with because I see this happen all the time with that game show. People be playing, one person will get up there, the first person to get 178 points out of 200. So the other person comes in, all they got to do is get 22 points. And I've seen it where that person didn't get the 22
Oh,
points.
absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah.
that would be a hell of a car ride
and
home.
then that wall thing with Chris Hardwick, I wasn't understanding at all how you play this game. I'm trying to half-ass pay attention to it.
Yeah.
And it's basically a Plinko, and it gives you this money, but then it doesn't. I don't know. I can't. It was not exciting enough to me to be like, okay, hold on, I gotta lock it in. How does this game work? I just know that I watched 2 game shows last night, kind of, and they weren't excited when they won the money. But okay, let me get to this. Angelina Jolie filed new court papers against Brad Pitt. Because, they're still fighting over Miraval, the wine that you've probably bought at the grocery
Called
store.
what? Miraval. Miraval?
Miraval. Miraval. They have had to go through a lot of it when it comes to their divorce. They have not at all given details of what exactly happened between them to cause the divorce, but there's enough of the talk going around that Brad Pitt drank a lot, had some anger issues, and may have put his hands on one of the children.
Was this
in a
10
violent
years
way.
ago?
No,
Has
not
it been
10
that
years
long?
ago. Not 10 years ago.
It seems like that,
It
but
feels
it
like that.
hasn't been that long.
Yeah. So Angelina Jolie, in her papers, she fires back at Brad Pitt's claims that he built their French wine business because they're still in that. They bought it in 2011, and the papers say Brad Pitt is an actor, not a winemaker. He deals in illusions, not dirt and grapes. While he no doubt visited the vineyards to admire the work of the French laborers who actually made the business successful, he is no vigneron.
Vigneron? That's the word?
Vigneron is a person who grows and cultivates grapes for winemaking. It also mentions the years that he, quote, built the business. They were actually years he spent filming movies, making promotional appearances, and attending Hollywood parties. So they're really going to the
Holy
mat
crap.
over this
She filed for
business.
divorce back in September 2016.
Yeah, but it's been dragging out
Almost
this
7
long.
years?
Wow.
Wow.
So we'll see what happens next, I guess, because this is I think it's like a $200 million deal they're fighting over.
That's why it's dragging out.
Because everybody, you can buy that wine. It's a pretty good price point in the store. A lot of people know that wine. Anyway.
Just go to Aldi. Winking Owl.
Winking?
Yeah, the
Winking Owl?
Winking Owl is
so
the house
good.
brand.
Is that their
all
like
right.
$2 Chuck?
It's not $2, but it's
no
close.
It's the
$2
same
anymore.
idea.
Oh, really?
So
Well,
is
if you
it
go
like
to
a
Trader
Chardonnay
Joe's-
or what is it?
Trader Joe's. Is it $3 Chuck now?
They've got the
think it's
four
$5,
main
I think.
staples, I think.
Yeah.
So
Maybe more.
Chardonnay, Pinot Grigio, Sauvignon Blanc.
They have like a
Yes.
red blend and a white blend.
cab.
Yep.
Yeah.
It just says blend.
Their boxes do. Yes.
Okay, yeah. I've seen the boxes.
Yes.
The boxes are not bad.
No, they're so good. That's
they've
what
been,
I'm saying.
when they
Trying to
first
promote
came out
them.
with
I
these
love them.
vacuum sealed boxes, I think it was Vendage Wine was the
Is
first
that
one
the
to
bladder?
do it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like
but
Franzia?
But the bladder is different. Franzia has a box with a bladder in it.
Yeah.
This is like a box with a little screw cap. It's a certain kind of cardboard like lining, like some kind of waxy, foily interior to it. There's no bladder in
It's such
Vendage's
an ugly,
box.
I
unsophisticated
didn't know that.
word to drink
Yeah.
wine
Or
out of.
isn't it
A
just
bladder.
the bladder that's in like shape of the box.
No, they call it a bladder because it's a bag of wine inside a box, like Vendage,
Yeah.
like Franzia. But these other boxed wines, you just twist the cap open and pour. There's no bladder in there. They just put the wine in this, kind of cardboard that keeps the light out.
Huh.
And it's supposed to keep
Like a
it.
Capri Sun or something?
No, Capri Sun's too thin.
Oh.
It's
Let me look.
I don't know how to explain that, but you
every
gotta look at it in
single-
the wine aisle.
And
juice
she's
box?
had a few boxed wines. Every single one that I've had has had that bladder up in there
Yes.
because I like to be responsible, pull the bladder out, and then crush up the cardboard and recycle the cardboard.
Look at Vendage does not
Saving
have
our
a bladder.
planet.
If you look like, I know Vendage for sure is one. I can't think of the other one.
called
Woodbridge does.
Vendage?
Well, you think about how you can just get one of those like it looks like a protein.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're right. That's
The
what's
protein
a great,
box.
Great,
Like
great, great
vitamin water.
comparison.
Coconut water.
Coconut water.
Oh,
That's
those
exactly
things.
right.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's like a
That
folded
kind
up
of
box
container.
that has some kind of lining, like you
Does
said,
that
on
have
the
like
a
plastic.
liner?
Does that
Some
have
kind
any
of a-
straw on it?
It's a liner that does not separate from the box.
I
It's
bring
just
my own
in the
straw.
material of the cardboard. And so it can keep it, it's like a thicker kind of protectant so the light doesn't get through
Wait a
it.
second. Sam, do you drink wine with a straw?
Oh yeah.
I would too.
Out of the one that
With
looks
ice. I
like
drink with
the
ice.
coconut water one.
Yeah.
That's the way. Okay, ladies.
Wait, what?
This is how you get away with this.
Okay.
What?
Okay. If you are going to, it's the 6 o'clock hour. We
Covert
can-
drinking is what you're talking about?
We can have this conversation. If you're going to go wine shopping at a place that's maybe not really super high scale because they don't offer you, wine.
You mean like Aldi? Places like Aldi?
No.
Like a grocery store?
What are you trying to say?
Did I
saying?
say wine shopping?
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
Oh my gosh.
You
I'm
basically
sorry.
were saying
You
if you want to
thought-
go
okay, sorry.
to
I'm
get
sorry.
a wine shopping.
No, I'm so sorry. My brain's. I haven't had much sleep with a baby.
Right.
If you go wedding shopping, wedding dress
shopping.
shopping,
Wedding.
I'm
Wedding.
so
Wedding
sorry.
dress shopping.
Let's
That's
rewind-
different.
That's way
rewind
far
this.
off.
Rewind this. Okay, if you go wedding dress shopping and you're not going to like a classy place that offers you like wine and drinks like that, you bring these personal little wine
Boxes.
Okay.
that look like coconut water,
Got
and then
it.
you can just keep them in your purse
So
and
you're
you can
saying
have
it's
sips.
kind of mandatory
Right.
if you're looking at wedding stuff that you have to have a drink in your hand.
Yes.
It's just fun. It makes it more
Absolutely.
festive.
Yes, it does. It takes away the stress because I feel like you get so stressed out that you're like, am I going to get the feeling? Am I going to have this magical feeling
Yes,
when you
have
find
like
the
that
dress?
feeling. When you
Did
put
I
on the
get
dress,
the feeling?
you know it's the dress.
There's so much pressure.
They don't show that and say yes to the dress.
They usually
Sometimes they do.
Do they?
Yeah,
if you have that
sometimes.
feeling about the dress.
Oh, the drinking? No, they don't show.
Oh, I thought they do that. Don't they do like champagne flutes and stuff? Like, oh,
Right.
everyone, we're here for
Some
the.
places don't
Yeah.
have that, so this is
Okay.
a good idea.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm running on a little.
Sam,
sleep.
when you go get a manicure and they offer
Yes.
you wine, do you take it?
it really depends. It depends if
Because every manicure joint seems to have.
I feel
Is
like
the
a
wine
lot of-
complimentary?
Zinfandel.
It
Yeah.
is complimentary.
Has to be free.
Is it good?
No. I've never had it,
No.
but it's just not a place where I feel like, oh yeah, I'll
not.
take
It's
some
not.
white
Like-
Zinfandel with my pedicure.
I mean,
Because that's usually what they're
I
offering.
wouldn't recommend it.
I don't know. I've seen people have it, and I'm like, I'll just take a water.
Some foot
Yeah,
wine.
just a water. I think a water is refreshing.
Yeah, one time I went to a
always
place
cracks
that was
me up.
new.
It has a lid on it that you know is like
You'll see
contaminated.
Kirkland not to be sold
Oh yeah,
individually.
absolutely. Well, technically they're not selling it to you because they're giving you
Right, you
the
can't.
water.
They don't have a liquor license. You can't
Yeah.
sell that.
Yes.
But I went to a place that was new once, and the guy was like, "We also have green tea." I go, "Oh, you have green tea? Okay, I'll take some of that." And I was thinking green tea like in a bottle like in a cup, it's cold.
Oh no.
He brings me this scalding, boiling hot cup. And I'm like,
Roll
what
with
the
a
hell is
pot of
this?
hot tea.
You're like, what am I going to do with this?
I'm like, this is either gonna burn the skin off my legs, or I should just dump it in the pedicure bowl to make it warmer.
and you're already
is hotter
hot
than my-
because the water
my
is
foot
so
water.
hot. The worst thing to get is a
was
hot drink with that.
What the hell?
There's
is
nothing
this?
more refreshing on a hot Houston summer day than a
Oh,
glass
gosh.
of boiling tea.
God. All right,
Yeah.
coming up next. If you're just tuning in and you're joining us, well, hello. We were just off for a few days for vacation. One of the places where I went to, we've got to talk about this crazy story. For every person who's trying to get the perfect selfie, and you hear about the person that falls off the cliff trying to get the perfect selfie, there's a TikTok challenge that people are doing in the world of Special K and all his wonderful water sports.
I know. I saw that.
This is insanity. Do not do this. We've got to talk about these ridiculous TikTok challenges that caused people to die from it because they thought they were being awesome. You're being awesome, and then you're dead. We'll find out what it is
Great
next.
pick, but I'm dead.
Yeah, and not even a pick. It was worse than that. We'll talk about it next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Roula, what was this thing on TikTok that you were talking about?
Well, I want Kevin to speak more to this because Kevin loves to water ski. Kevin is all about boats and lakes on his vacations.
But you're safe. You know, you're a responsible boat safety guy.
Right.
At 14 years old, I got my safe boater's license. I was so into boating. Pup took me
But
out.
if TikTok was alive when you were 14, do you feel like you would have been one of these kids who's like,
Probably.
yeah, let's do this. Ha.
Probably, because it looks cool.
Yeah, like the sound effect for the oh no,
Yeah.
that everybody knows. All right, so there's a TikTok of these people jumping off of boats at a high speed. And the fail is you're jumping off the boat. Well,
Okay.
what's the problem when you're going high speed in the water?
It's like hitting it like, go ahead.
It's worse than hitting asphalt in the sense that there's so much pressure driven by the propeller coming off the back of the boat.
Oh, God.
And so if you jump to the side, it might not be as bad, but you're jumping in the power that is pushing this boat at 4,000 RPMs, 5,000 RPMs. And so when you hit that, the prop wash immediately snaps your neck forward or backward, whichever way you land it, and then it's instantaneous death. So do not jump off the back of a boat or side of a boat while it is underway, particularly at that speed.
So
No, it's
4
insane.
people
It's like jumping out of
in
a moving
Alabama died.
car on the freeway.
4 people in Alabama died while attempting the boat challenge that's circulating on TikTok for this exact reason. They all broke their necks.
Oh, my God.
They were recording it
Senseless.
thinking, look, we're going to put it on TikTok like everybody else. Boom, they're dead because it snapped their necks. And in the authorities that had to look into this, you know, when they had to come to the scene, they said that you could even end up running into the propeller of your own boat, or another boat could run you over, and that would kill you because
once you pass that area, the person going to crisscross that didn't see people popping off the back, and lo and behold, you get snacked up by the propeller.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I was, for those just tuning in, we were talking about like where we went, and I went to Destin, Florida, and then I went to Orange Beach, Alabama. In Orange Beach, Alabama, there is it's like a sandbar, a sandbar where all the boats will come. It's like a party barge, basically, but it's just like a giant sandbar. And to get to it, because it's very popular, you know, there's a lot of boat traffic, and they had like the cops. Like the police boats were planted as if you were on the highway driving a road trip, and Waze will tell you cops coming up. They had police boats every so often, I guess, just to keep the peace. And there was a lot of traffic, obviously, 4th of July week, and they just were not having it with any shenanigans or anybody causing a wake when you're not supposed to cause a wake and all that stuff. It was a real big presence.
There's a lot of rules on the water, especially if there's a lot of people out there, and they are going to get you.
And it sucks that people get drunk and don't pay attention to them. I've been down on Lake Conroe a million times where you just don't want to be out there in the middle of the afternoon.
So just make sure you have enough
to the rules.
life vests and fire extinguishers.
Fire extinguisher.
Yes, you have to have at least one, sometimes 2, depending on the size of your boat.
But what would
fire
cause you
extinguisher.
to need that? What's the fire?
You know that there's engines and gasoline on boats.
That overheat and then
Anything could happen. Just same as a car. You know, you want to be, because the biggest threat on a boat or ship is a fire.
Yeah, that's what happened with the barge. That were they calling it that? What was that Carnival one that just was floating for days because of the fire?
It was an engine room fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I
And
remember.
It takes out the whole ship.
Crazy. So TikTok has not taken down the videos of the TikTok challenge where you jump off the boat.
They need to.
They just have added the disclaimer
Oh, my God.
that
wow.
if you
This kills
do
you.
this,
Yeah.
you may be hurt or in some cases killed. They have not taken it down.
It's so irresponsible for them to leave that up.
And I want you to look this up, Ryan, while I'm talking, because years ago I heard that in the state of Texas, we may or may not have a handshake law. Like if Kevin and I and Sam, or like if me and Sam were talking about something, we made an agreement, or we talked about making an agreement and I shook our hand, like that should hold up in court. Because this story that came out of Canada is really something else when it comes to the way we text. There is a judge in Canada that just ruled that a farmer has to pay $85,000 after ruling that a thumbs up emoji he sent in a text was an acceptable contractual agreement. Sending the thumbs
see where
up
that is.
emoji.
You're saying yes to a project. Handshake deals are
Still legal in Texas?
they're legal in Texas. Yes.
So if I said, hey, I have
You
this
can use
house and I'd really love to buy it for you for $10,000. All right. And you shook my hand, then that stands up in court. I'm buying the house for $10,000.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they can take it to court, but they say you can use a handshake deal in Texas. These situations can be legally binding and enforceable. They do not come without risk, though. The first element of risk is that they're not always enforceable. So a deal that has been improperly executed may not actually hold up sometimes. It just
But
depends.
sometimes it can. So you're
what
saying
kind of
there's a
lawyer you
chance.
have.
So in this story in Canada, this guy's name is Chris Actor. He owns a farming company in Saskatchewan. He sent a thumbs up emoji in response to a photo of a contract to purchase flax seed. Kent Mickleborough is a grain buyer who sent out the mass text to numerous clients in March of 2021. He was looking to buy 86 tons of flax at this specific price per bushel. This guy, Chris, sent back the thumbs up emoji. I would assume it's like, okay, well, I guess I have that, or we should further discuss this, or I'll work with that price. I don't know. I mean, I guess you got to go
As
with
a business owner, though, I would want more than a thumbs up emoji. Like, I would dot my I's and cross my T's. Perfect example. Okay, you do the ads for CertaPro painters. I wanted to hire them to come out and do something else on my house. I love the service that they gave me. And they're saying, so you want to move forward? And I said, oh, absolutely. I said, let's do it. And he goes, can you put it in writing? I'm like, yes, absolutely, of course.
Because a thumbs up emoji
Thumbs
now,
up emoji
in Canada, it stands in court because this guy says he waited for this 86-ton order to get delivered and it didn't show up. And then he called this guy, Chris, and said, where's my flax? And he goes, what are you talking about? He goes, I told you that this is what the price I wanted to pay for the flax and I need 86 tons. And you said yes with the thumbs up emoji. And he's like, that's not a real contract. We needed. Anyway, they take it all the way to court. And here we are in 2023. The court case just finished. And the judge said, yeah, the thumbs up emoji was enough to accept contractual terms.
Wow.
He owes the guy 86 tons of flax at that price because now the cost of flax is so much
Going up.
more.
Oh, yikes.
Is that crazy?
Well, at least you're getting paid for it.
Yeah.
I know, but I mean, the thumbs up emoji. You
I'm
gotta
just
be
saying,
careful,
as a
y'all.
business owner, I'm going to want something a little bit more than an emoji for a contract.
Well, it says, according to a texter, handshake deals don't apply to purchases of real property. Real property contracts must be in writing.
And also, things I just realized on vacation. The words okay comes from the Greek phrase ola kala, which is all good. You say all good? That's okay. Ola is O, kala is K. And I read this thing on Instagram. We were driving, and I told Tasso, I go, did you know that okay is from ola kala? He's like, duh. I go, how do I not know this? They don't give you this as a Greek American, here are all the words you're responsible for.
I thought first day in Greek school, that's what you learned.
That's what I thought. But no, they failed me on that, Kevin. But okay, ola kala. Nice
Hey,
job.
time for KRBE's Roula and Ryan show to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
Okay, it is brought to you by Duncan. The Precinct 1 Constable's Office and medical professionals are wanting to make sure that the public is aware of just how dangerous it is to leave any living being inside a car with this Texas heat. They did a demonstration recently, and in less than 10 minutes, the car reached 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, according to the National Safety Council, in the last 25 years, 949 children have died in the U.S. because they were left in a heated car. That is insane. If you've got a pet or a child, no amount of time is acceptable in this heat. None. Zero. So just remember that. Now, while the typical Galveston beachgoer does run into things like seaweed or palm fronds.
Prom what now?
They're called
Pommes
palm
frites?
fronds.
Pommes frites? That is a delicious French dish.
No.
What? What is
palm fronds. Fronds.
it? What is that?
I don't know what it is. I mean, a palm frond. I think like the palm stems, like you see from palm trees. I don't know. But
Oh, is it the little flowers that fall out of palm trees?
I think so.
They sprinkle like confetti? I don't know. I'll have to
The
look it
little
up.
sticks.
All
that
sorts of
look like
things that
green
you see in the
beans.
Galveston water, but now Galveston is warning. The Texas General Land Office is warning about black tar balls possibly washing up on the sand. These are clumps or blobs of petroleum that may wash ashore thanks to ocean currents. And a new
Good
study,
times.
yeah, I know. Think about this when you go
Great
to the beach.
times.
New study by Environment Texas found that 90% of our beaches in the Lone Star State tested positive for unsafe levels of fecal bacteria.
Good
And this in the
times.
last year. So these are things you want to know when you go to the beach. All right, let's shift to what's right around the corner here. This happened while we were on vacation. I was like, oh my God, this huge hole over on Fondren. Did you see this, Rolla?
Wait,
Yes, I
what?
did. Yes, a huge
Street
hole.
collapsed in West Houston on Friday. It's still
If you go to
causing
West Tower and
traffic.
Fondren, you try and take a left from KRBE onto, it's called Piney Point, I guess it turns into Piney Point.
Go up that way.
Just right there past where Steinmart's
Yeah.
Fuzzy's Pizza. Just right past there is just giant crater, a hole in the earth.
on
Right
Fondren
before it
Woodway.
makes the turn with a police officer.
Before it makes the turn. Oh, there's a police officer there?
Always those right
Oh,
in
I
that
didn't
corner.
know.
Hey, man, look out for now.
Oh,
So
I
that
didn't know.
giant hole is now 8 feet wide, 24 feet deep, according to Memorial Village Police Department. Crews fenced off the hole while they try to work to repair it. They say it could take 2 months to fill this up.
You know, that's real close to the bayou. That's got to be some like questionable land over there.
Well, remember, right on that curve, you know, it used to be there.
That's something like questionable land.
Questionable land. Well, that apartment complex used to be called Vargo's, and Vargo's was a,
I remember
a
Vargo's.
giant restaurant
People
that
got
was real
married there.
fancy, and people had and it has the bayou, and it used to have the peacocks everywhere.
Right.
So it's called Vargo's apartment homes now because they've built all these apartment homes, and yeah, that water was right around there. So maybe you're not off, Kev. Maybe you're not off on that. All right, coming up next, because it's Tuesday, somebody has gotten their payback. It's called revenge. We're going to hear all about it next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
And a lifetime offer. That's sweetdeals.com.